it almost paid off, but not quite. But he'd already overtaken 6 cars by that point, so Carl Caven charging up the order of made a good start, 177 car, coming back through at the end of this lap. About to head over to start finish line to lead the first lap of the 2023 Championship zone. Goes Andrew Morrow, number 4, already putting away now from 86. John Dillon, third place at 4. He's done a really good run coming onto the centre straight. But what about Paul Siverson? He has a lurk on the inside here on the way to Riches, trying to find a way past Marcus Vivian at number 28 car. But he wasn't quite close enough, Adam.
And behind that, I think Carl Caver's got past the 15 of Marston as well, so Stuart Marston potentially losing a position there. Yes, indeed. No, not quite actually, as a matter of fact. So Marston was being investigated thoroughly up the inside of Ritchie's by our back row starter, Carl Cavers. Of course, didn't manage to take part in the qualifying session, so he is on a mission. Cavers, who's been in the top 3 all day long until that quali session, is now passed by the looks of it. Marston in the 15, running wide there is Siverson in the 77, so that's another position for Cavers. And now Marston's looking up the inside of Siverson in the 77 car, and Stuart Marston manages to get past at Hamilton.
Yeah, he's just about to fend off Paul Hogarth, or is he? No, Paul has to think about it, but backs off in the green and black number 6 car. So yeah, he got that wrong at Agostini, Paul Siverson. That's cost him a couple of places. So absolutely charging through the order is Carl Cavers. He gained one through sheer determination down into Agostini, and then he was gifted one on the way out of the corner. He started to that. On the way out the bottom as well, which you saw in the background, which unfortunately, quite well sized, isn't it? The number 17 car. He did manage to change the number on that car a few minutes before the race. He's got 5 on it. It is a different car that he's racing, that he was qualifying in. Unfamiliar with the car, of course, it can be difficult to go straight into a race with it. So he was the one on the grass. And here comes Carl Cavers now, right at the case of Marcus Vivian. This is not for class position. The next 2 cars ahead of him, Vivian and then Rogers. He can overtake them, he won't get him any more points because he's a Trivia Pirelli driver. Carl Cavers, number 51, and the 2 ahead of him are both in the Copper Shell class. He's got a terrific run then, going in towards the left-hander at Palmer. He won't overtake here, but you can bet your bottom dollar he's lining up a move, ready to pounce when they get down to Agostini. He's within a car length now, and he'll look for the inside. Here he goes. Carl Cavers shows his nose, but Marcus Vivian, he's good enough on the brakes to keep him at bay. And the higher up the order you get, Adam, the harder it becomes to overtake.
Yeah, absolutely right. Also, as the pack strings out and people are no longer focusing on not tripping over each other, we're now at a point where Vivian is able to focus on taking his line and defending, so it only gets harder as the laps go on. It only gets harder as you get further towards the sharp end of the Copper Shell class. And of course, for Carl Cavers, he needs to get through the Copper Shell drivers to make up any points in Trofeo Pirelli. As you alluded to before, we've got the long Bentley straight coming up next in front of Nelson. Surely not completely away from Davis.
And when he goes on the line, he does although striking a racing driver, that he just lets them through quite well like that. For the race, a 1 minute 3.712 for the race leader, and a 1:55.2 for second. So second and a half quick on that lap, and already Andrew Morrow is 3.7 seconds to the good. There is Andrew going through the Wilson hairpin now, and at the moment he's in a class of his own. But you've got to look after the tyres. It's a pretty long race. Then he gets 8 tyres a huge slick time to run through both qualifying for both races, and with the warmer temperatures, tyre management might be something they have to think about as the weekend goes on. But for now, it looks like he's on a pair of rails, Adam.
Yes, he really does. That car looks very well sorted indeed. We were talking about Robert Rees back into the pits. I'm afraid to say that Faisal Al Faisal has also returned to the pits after his off-track excursion that we picked up on camera a few minutes ago. So both drivers who have taken the T-cars, to borrow small Formula One jargon, unfortunately struggling at the moment, but it's good for them to at least get out there and be involved in the race in spite of their original cars not being able to take the start. So then, Morrow it is in the lead, and just 1 second off the camera there, I believe.
Carl Cavers lunging down the inside at Williams to gain a back on forward. Carl Cavers on the way, and he was demonstrating not through side, that's inside the very race. Quick enough to be able to cut back on that disappointing lap he had early on in the race. Certainly that is well worth watching. So as before, number 4 leads by 5.6 seconds already after 4 laps of racing. 15 seconds, 61 just under third, and fourth place Carl Cavers, who has just, of course, set his personal best lap of the race with a 1:55.3, because the first time in the race really, Adam, that he's had a clear track in front of him. Cannot that space of the overall race. He's got 3 now, hasn't he?
Yes, although I would say he was only really in a clear track for half a lap, so we'll see whether or not Cavers can now try and put the hammer down. Certainly a contender for overall podium honours here. We looked at Faisal Al Faisal's second car, which is still in the pit lane. Looks like they might be sending that car back out, which would be good for Faisal to get some more laps in. Meanwhile, Hogarth still under pressure then from Paul Simerson. Simerson is on the recovery drive, of course. I mentioned it in the qualifying show a little earlier on. The Pauls often do end up fighting, be it Hogarth and Simerson, Simerson and Rogers, or all three. And sure enough, once again they found each other, not just, of course, in a battle for 7th overall, but also for the 3rd and final podium spot. Quick right-hander at Coram, at the moment, between Hogarth and Simerson, 7th and 8th, Black and Green number 6 car, just in front at the moment, trying not to Anderson in wide into the corner, category, and I want to watch now is a couple of cars behind these, because another one coming from the back of the hill is Graham Hill in the number 19 car, the Trevio Pirelli category. He's almost latched himself onto the back of this to become a cool test. He got these two, then he got Stuart Marston, then there he is, number 19, the red car with the yellow flashes on it, and he's absolutely charging after them now. His last lap was his best of the session at 1:55.8, there in the 1:56s and 1:57s. So I think by the end of this lap, he might be even ahead of a couple of these drivers, Adam. And one interesting element as well in this battle is the car directly ahead of Paul Hogarth. That is Robert Rees in the white number 13. Of course, he is out of the pit lane. He's over a lap down at this stage. And when you've got a 4-car train coming up behind you, that is never a comfortable position, nor is it an easy one to actually manage properly. So for Robert Rees, definitely getting his first weekend as Ferrari
way from potentially any back. Another top shell car is going to be onto the back of this battle between Hogarth and Simonson over the line. Paul Rogers flashing the lights, trying to get back there at the back of the
Yeah, Simonson looking to the inside as they go through Ritchie's, and that 77 car always looking lively into Simonson, especially when he's in the midst of battle. He goes wide there, coming out of Ritchie's towards Wilson, then he will have slightly dirty left-hand side tyres. And thankfully does get the car stopped and rotated properly. Approaching Palmer and Agostini then. Let's see if Simonson can set himself up for a good run through the Palmer bed. I think he's going to be a bit too far back from Hogarth to challenge into Agostini, but there are reasons. I'm not a racing driver, maybe he sees it differently. Certainly has a little look to the inside, doesn't he? He brakes with purpose, he's very brave on the brake pedal, but no position made yet for Simonson.
Now, next balance watch is about to go onto the Bentley Straight for second place because John Dillon is being reeled in by Carl Cavis. The battle for third, he's on. Number 61 Dillon has got now the 61 car, about 7 tenths of a second. I want to catch it quickly, so they're heading down towards the end of the Bentley Straight. The racing is coming through towards the world. What about the battle? Almost there now. Carl battle for third place on the next round. Another quick start of Marathon last year, runner-up to the championship, right back to Martin. So battle for third, a battle for fifth, and two really fourth battles in the contest of the race.
Yeah, Rogers has been making life difficult for Marcus Vivian for the last couple of laps now. He's just kind of staying behind him rather than challenging at the moment, but that's definitely not the case for Tom Wilson, haircut, the gap just under half a second between